to speak with not only a dentist, but the spouse of an ADOM member. As a matter of fact, he's going to share a little bit about his story on how his spouse followed him around in his dentistry career for years. But I'm here with Dr. Joe Perno, practices in New Jersey, Voorhees Family Dental. Dr. Perno, how you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great.
Well, thanks for taking the time to come on live with us.
Sure, no problem.
And I thought your story was so awesome when you had talked about that for years. Your wife followed you around, and
Yes.
now you're here to support her.
Yes.
Getting some CEs done yourself, and but making the best out of it.
Doing the best, yeah. Yes.
So, can you talk a little bit about like what her journey has been like? For you to support her, but then what it has meant for your practice in regards to as she's continued to grow and become,
Right.
better in just what she does.
Well, she's been my office manager for many years,
Yes.
but it wasn't until not too long ago, that I think 2017, that she actually became active in it,
Yes.
in the ADOM.
Yes.
So since then, I've noticed a difference. She's always been great,
Yep.
but she's getting information now, and she's has this camaraderie with the membership.
Yep.
It's different.
Yeah.
She has more enthusiasm, and I think this organization has given that to her, and
Yeah.
I'm really happy that it has.
Yeah.
I'm glad to be here with her. This is exciting for her, and it's exciting for me too, as long as she's happy.
Yeah, I love that. Well, and I think, like you mentioned, you're going to support her anyways with her being in your practice. But I do know that it means a lot to office managers when their practice owner, when their dentist supports them. And understandably so, as you know, anytime anybody in the practice joins an association, they want to make sure, like you said, they're getting out of it, what's getting put back in. And it really sounds like, that's been the case for the last 4 or 5 years for her.
Yes, it absolutely has.
Yeah.
And I notice the influence of the organization on her, which translates into an influence in my practice.
Sure.
And I've seen changes in the practice over the last few years, and a lot of it has to do with ADOM.
Sure.
So I am so happy that she joined, and it's really made a difference for my practice.
Yeah.
We run more smoothly. The organization in total for my practice is more organized.
Sure.
And everything just seems to be working that much better.
Yeah.
Now, practice has always been successful. I've been in practice for 43 years, and we've always been successful. But this is a different level, especially with what she's doing now.
Yes.
And, at this time in my career, sometimes you're slowing yourself down and you're not as into building and doing things. But with her enthusiasm, I can't help but say, let's keep going. Let's keep going.
I love that.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about these last 18 months? Like you mentioned, you've been in dentistry for a long time.
Yeah.
And had a lot of success. And I know, like you were mentioning, you've given back a lot to dentistry with what you've done, AGD, ADA, all of that over the years. What has it been like for the last 18 months in regards to, what you all had to go through, but I think more importantly, maybe what she leaned on, and then in return, that energy she was able to transpire to you in a time that really dentistry's never seen before?
It's been challenging. I mean, I went through the period when the AIDS issue came up.
Yes.
And that was a big effect on dental practices.
Yes.
So this is one level up. And I think over those 18 months, we were closed for 3.5 months, somewhere around there.
Right.
And during those 3.5 months, she was constantly researching and looking and doing Zooms with ADOM people.
Right.
And the best thing was the spouse Zooms.
Right.
Where she was connecting with the spouses of dentists, like herself.
Sure.
And I even got on a couple times.
Yeah.
And the information coming from them was invaluable.
Yeah.
So it makes it easier when you have the information. It makes it easier when you have support from the outside organizations.
Right.
And she got that from ADOM. In fact, sometimes I look at it and I see some of the things that ADOM's doing, and I look back and I say, I wish the AGD did that, or
Yeah.
But it's been great. It really helped her through this 18 months.
Yeah.
And that translates again to me.
Sure.
It helps me through in the 18 months too. Yeah. So we didn't lose any staff other than one person retired and she was ready.
Right.
But we've been really going, and it's worked well for us.
I'd love to hear that. What would you say to your colleagues, practice owners, dentists, or what have you, that I don't know if to say on the fence, right? But their office manager finds out about ADOM or what have you, something that they want to do.
Right.
What would you say to them? As a colleague in regards to, I mean, you just shared how it's been beneficial for your practice,
Right.
but I know every practice is in different stages.
That's right.
She's obviously your spouse.
Right.
So, for those doctors that are looking to, like you said, get to the next level, maybe they've been successful, what would you say?
Well, I think, like you said, all practices are different.
Yes.
So you have the young guys coming out
Sure.
and open up their practice. They have no idea how to
Right.
run a business.
Right.
And they may have people doing the business end of it. Maybe they don't officially have office managers, but they want to grow their practice. And as they do, they're going to want to have people that can do the things an office manager does.
Right.
So those young ones, I say, listen, get someone in your office that is interested. And the best thing they could do is join ADOM,
Yeah.
because they will get the tools they need to grow themselves and grow your practice.
Yeah.
Then you have the middle of the road dentist who he's been in practice 20 years, 25 years, and they have people that are office managers. And to them, I always say, as much as they may know, there's a lot more they can learn.
Sure.
And keeping up what there is out there, I says, you need an organization like ADOM. So I do promote ADOM
Yeah.
to my colleagues, and my wife promotes ADOM to everybody.
Right. Right.
But I do promote to the colleagues. And then when you get to the level where I am, it's just a matter of, are you retiring next year or are you not?
Right.
And I give them my example. I'm at that point where, I could just close shop and retire. But if you want to keep going and you love what you're doing, there's no reason why
Right.
you can't have a great, still growing, thriving practice.
Yeah.
And the better that the office is managed, the less stress you have in the practice. So, we've had stresses all through the years with
Yeah.
all different things that have occurred.
Yeah.
But if you have organization that's going to support you and you have a team member in your practice that has that information and can make a difference, even no matter what year you're in practice, it just makes life a lot easier and it makes dentistry more fun.
Well, and I love what you shared, which is at the different stages of where the practice is at. In your case, sometimes it is just the energy, right? Sometimes it is just the community
That's right.
that she feels here that gives you that little extra spark. And I think when you match that, like you said, with almost the aggregated efficiencies of what happens over time in the practice,
Right.
to where it takes even more stress off of you, and
Yes.
and you can keep going and keep practicing. So
Yeah.
excellent. Well, Dr. Perno, thank you so much. We appreciate
you're
your
welcome. I was
time.
glad to help.
Coming on, and I know she appreciates your support. I know the ADOM team really appreciate you coming on and sharing what that experience has been like.
I'm glad to help
So-
anytime.
Enjoy the rest of the conference.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.